join in and participate live with your voice on ESPN.HearMeCheer.com. Andre Ward, when you go through the CompuBox numbers of Jason Moloney, you will notice that he likes to target the body. 52% of his landed punches are body shots, and he's got a tall, long frame body for a bantamweight in Baez opposite him.
Well, that's a beautiful thing, Tess. I mean, we talk about body shots and working inside every show on this network, and he's going to need that. I'm talking Moloney as he fights an aggressive, awkward fighter in Leonardo Baez.
Speaking of awkward fighters, you know, we've had some upsets in the past when it comes to tall, lanky Mexican fighters. You remember Felix Verdejo?
Yep.
When he fought Antonio Lozada? He was beat. And then you remember Dog Bay when he fought against Navarrete? He was beat. And I hope this isn't a curse here on this show when it comes to these champions or these fighters.
Good action right away here. Nice pace being set by these two.
Yeah, you easily know, and it doesn't take a rocket science to figure out what Baez is trying to do. He's trying to get in the inside. He wants to work in the inside. He wants to roughhouse and hit the body and break down the body of Moloney.
Goes with the left hand to the body.
Work out. No hold, no hold, no hold.
Combination from Moloney. Works that real estate to the inside. Dug with the left hand to that right flank.
Watch his shoulder. Stop. No push, no push. Watch your elbow.
Moloney's doing a good job in picking off Baez. As Baez tries to move his head from side to side, he's timing that head movement with nice crisp combinations. And a nice solid jab.
Stop. Sit back. Watch your head
right hand right there from Baez.
Work out. Work out.
Sure was.
What I've noticed, Moloney's he's really strong. He's physically strong in the inside. You know, he's very sturdy. He's not allowing Baez to rough him up. Look how he ties up right there. But you can just see how sturdy his legs are.
Stop. Watch your heads, fellas. Now watch your heads. Watch your heads.
This is more than just a fight for Moloney. He's got to prove to himself tonight, Tess, as well as to the boxing world, that he's graduated. He fought a fighter, Emmanuel Rodriguez, back in October 2018 when he challenged for the IBF title. Similar fighter to what he's dealing with tonight in Baez. Long, rangy, aggressive Mexican fighter who is not looking for any one target. He just throws and wants to land anywhere. Moloney has to show and prove to himself that he's graduated from that experience back in 2018.
Work out. Watch your elbow.
And that he's learned how to make those adjustments.
Moloney's going to have to fight this fight in two phases. He's going to have to box a little bit on the outside and catch Baez as he's coming in with clean, effective punches. And then he's going to have to stand there and trade in spots, but he has to just choose his spots wisely throughout the course of this fight.
Watch your heads, la cabeza.
Both guys really ripping down to the body.
Up. No hold, no hold. No hold.
Oh, that was a low blow. That looked like it was a low blow. Baez is the type of fighter that just, he don't care where he hits. He hits you on the arms, hits you on the forearms, the shoulders, the head, wherever he can. He just wants to put his hands on him.
Stop.
nice step around, but when Moloney just stepped out right there, you saw he got chased out with the hook. He has to be careful and always have his eyes wide open against a fighter like Baez, who's unpredictable.
Stop. Sit back. Watch your heads, guys. Watch your heads. Don't punch,
I love the temperament. I love the temperament of Moloney. You know, he's not just running around. No, he's standing. He's standing his ground right now, and he's winning his battle in the inside against Baez. He's beating him in his own fight right now.
Stop. Go hold.
End of 2 from Vegas this month, just turned 69 years old. So that is the news. Roberto Duran has tested positive for coronavirus.
That right hand there from Baez, that overhand right, is very, very sneaky. He's landed it at times and he's missed it, but he's constantly trying to set that up where he leans his body to the left, almost as if he's going to throw a left hand, and he comes over with the right hand over the top where Moloney can't see it. Maloney's got to keep his guard up and keep his eyes wide open for that shot.
Stop.
Tim, you talked the last round about Moloney beating Baez at his own game. I'm not sure if he's quite doing that yet, but I like what you said about where the fight was being fought. He's going to have to get inside. He can't allow the taller, rangier fighter continue to put pressure on him, where Moloney's giving up a lot of energy. He's getting hit on the end of Baez's punches. That's not the game plan. This is where Moloney wants to be. Even though it's rough and tumble, this is where he needs to be, and I think this is his best shot to win this fight.
And look at him get that left hand underneath that right elbow of Baez. He loves going to the body.
Hold it. There we go.
Yeah, towards the end of that last round, Dre, when Moloney chose to stay in that pocket and work the body of Baez, he was beating him in his own game, because that's where Baez likes to operate, is inside the pocket. And the fact that he's doing it, you know, occasionally in this round is great, because he's winning these exchanges in the inside.
Baez with a left hand to the body of his own, then tried to dig underneath.
Moloney just had a good sequence about 30 seconds ago where he did some inside work. Then he had about 10 or 15 seconds where he was allowed by Baez to go out on his jab, pop shot a little bit, land a couple of clean shots. That's what you want to do. Get inside, take some wind, then get outside, score some points, and then get back inside.
See, the one thing that I like about Moloney and what he's doing is when he gets in the inside, you don't see him pulling back. You know, you can't do that against a taller fighter. If you pull straight back, then you're going to give the taller fighter room to be able to punch. You see how he's staying tight and he's not pulling back, he's not giving ground. That's what you have to do when you're a short fighter and you're facing a taller fighter. Great technique.
Working a little bit. Also saw the CompuBox numbers and the low percentage landed for Baez, as Moloney's hovering at 30% north and Baez is at 17%. Start around number 4 here. Jason Moloney, the former title contender from Australia, almost won himself a world championship, lost a split decision. The Moloney twins, his brother lost his belt on Tuesday night, and now trying to come out and shine here and maintain his status as a top 10 contending bantamweight. ESPN.com has him as number 8 in a very top heavy loaded division.
Work out. Go home.
Baez is allowing Moloney to step on the outside and box now, because Moloney put together 2 good rounds on the inside. So Baez right now is trying to figure out, okay, where do you want to fight this fight? I thought you wanted to be inside. Now you're back outside. And as soon as Baez gets comfortable outside, you go back inside. That's how boxing is fought, and that's how fights are won.
Stop, stop.
In other words, that means adjustments. How short and tight those body shots are and how much leverage that Moloney gets on those shots. He really sits down when he digs to the body.
Watch the elbow, watch the elbow.
Look at he's pushing. Moloney is pushing the bigger man backwards. You know, he's bumping him. That's how physically strong Moloney is. He's strong inside the pocket.
I think it's really just the angle. I'm not sure that
Moloney.
Moloney's stronger. I just think he's taking the right angle, and he's just using Baez's aggression against him. If I feel you leaning one way, all I have to do is take a half step the other way, and you're going to fall over, and I'm going to take advantage of it.
But I just look at the feet in the inside. You know, his feet are not wobbling around, you know. That's what I like from Moloney. He has a sturdy foundation when he's inside the pocket, no matter if he gets bumped or not. He has great balance.
Don't push, don't push. Watch your head. Stop. Step back, step back.
But he's been the more physical guy, I believe, in the inside. You know, great balance, sturdy in there, and very under control. Landing some crisp body shots on Baez.
And compact with that short right hand that goes up top every so often on the inside. Round 5 scheduled for 10. Reminder, Scott Van Pelt is coming up when we finish up with the main event. Scott will get you all set. What we're hearing about the NFL is the preseason in jeopardy. And the PGA Tour is in Connecticut. It was a record-setting day at TPC River Highlands. So that is Sports Center with SVP following Top Rank Boxing.
Watch your elbow.
It's good work by Moloney right here.
Stop, stop. Watch the pushing, guys.
Not giving ground. He's going to get Moloney will get more tired if he was moving around than he is standing inside the pocket and being in close range and not allowing Baez to extend with his arms.
Stop, stop.
31% of Moloney's total punches have landed.
Work out, work out.
The message that Moloney's sending to Baez right now is that we're going to fight this fight at my range. It's not going to be at your range. Baez has longer reach, and he wants Moloney going backwards like we talked about. And Moloney's not allowing that to happen right now, and that's why he's having success.
Not utilizing that 68-inch reach, that 5'9" frame, only landing 9% of his jabs. Is Baez. They'll work on the inside from Moloney.
Stop, 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 stop. Watch your heads, fellas. Watch your heads.
I am super impressed with Moloney's ability to fight in the inside. How he gets his head out to the outside of the shoulder of his opponent, sweeps around to the other side. He never leaves his head directly in the middle, because when you do that, you make yourself a victim to an uppercut.
Stop, 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 stop. Watch.
You see fighters fight in close combat like this, and there's ebbs and flows and adjustments being made. It's called a negotiation. And right now, Jason Moloney is winning this negotiation.
Removed and all the damage to his face, but it's nice to have him ringside. Know he's in better health now. Dre Timmy says he's kicking himself over what happened the other day. Such regret. Said he wasn't himself, obviously, the issues with the eardrum. And he wants the rematch. Do you believe that that would be a well-received rematch? Is that a fight you want to see run back?
Yeah, of course. I would love to see it again. And I think if you know, you're Andrew Moloney, you should get the rematch. Heal your body, get your mind together, and try to give it another go and try to go get your title back. I think that's what boxing, that's the heart of what boxing is all about.
I wouldn't mind seeing the rematch myself. It was a great fight. Franco did what he had to do, did a great job. But yes, I want to see the rematch if they can make that happen.
4 rounds to 1, says Andre Ward, in favor of Jason Moloney. Short right hand as he stepped to Baez.
Work out, work out, work out.
It's great decision making by Moloney. You know, he starts off on the outside, looking to counter Baez as he's coming in, and then he steps inside the pocket to get a little breather, and then work the body of Baez.
Moloney's showing me right now that he's learned from the fight with Emmanuel Rodriguez. I didn't see him make this many adjustments, and I didn't see him thinking this well on his feet and on the fly. He surprised me tonight with the level of IQ that he's shown under pressure, because Baez is putting a lot of pressure on Moloney, and Baez is still dangerous, but Moloney just seems to be in a different place mentally tonight.
The fight you mentioned against Emmanuel Rodriguez, that was for the IBF Bantamweight World Championship. It was October of 2018. And in that fight, and tonight you get Moloney right from the start being where he wants to be, putting forth a consistent effort. In that fight, he rallied in the second half to close into the finish. And it was 115, 113 2 times for Rodriguez, and then going the other way, 115, 113. Moloney, the split decision, coming up short. Another body shot that time.
I think he's a different fighter tonight, Joe.
He is. Indeed he is, Drake.
Without question.
Good week of top-ranked boxing coming your way next week as well from Vegas. Procedure and protocol in place at the time eliminated that fight, but they are coming back, and we will see that next week. Robesi Ramirez also is on that card, the 2-time Olympic gold medalist. Speaking of testing positive for COVID, if you're just joining us now, the legendary Roberto Duran has tested positive, and he is hospitalized at home in Panama City. Duran is 69 years old, and right now he is hospitalized in Panama City as his family has confirmed that he tested positive for COVID-19.
It's just discouraging if you're Baez, because you're throwing these wide, big shots, and Moloney's standing there, and he'll catch the shot with his glove and counter you with the short shot. And he's just not giving Baez anything tonight. He's not giving him enough to get his engine going. It's got to be discouraging if you're Leonardo Baez.
And just works and
Another
works.
thing that I like from Moloney, what Moloney did, what he's doing is to avoid the right hand of Baez is he's getting his head off to the left when he throws his right hand. That's great fundamentals right there from Moloney. There he is again. He gets his head off to the left. He shoots the right hand right down the pipe as Baez comes forward.
For the separation, Baez lets the hands go. Moloney has outlanded Baez 127 to 84 according to CompuBox to this point.
Leonardo Baez likes to throw hard on the inside, but he's not necessarily landing hard. I've seen him land some shorter body shots, but for whatever reason, he likes those gaudy, wide shots. And right now, Moloney's picking them things up. He's countering. He sees them coming. Baez has to make the adjustment.
Stop, stop, stop. Watch the push. Watch the push.
You see the blood streaming down the back of Jason Moloney. That blood is coming from the inside brow of the eye of Baez. So that tells you where the fight is. It's way on the inside, as the taller man sometimes leaning over the top. You say he gets his head off to the left, and then you got the blood coming down, your opponent's blood coming down your own back. That's the damage also that Moloney's done on the inside. Yeah, there is. There is now another cut on the inside of the left brow as well.
Moloney right now look like he's turning